Do you guys like doing a lot of stuff for your birthday?
As a male, and like any guys watching this will know that like it's a girl has to do it. Like that's the only way that happens.
I feel like Jesse might have heard this one already, but we'll see. Am I the asshole for making my daughter share her presents with my stepdaughter?
Oh yeah, that's a Reddit one. That's a Reddit bot one on TikTok. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I literally have heard that one 4 times in a row.
Oh my god!
Like I heard within the same 30 minutes of scrolling on TikTok, I heard that story come up 4 times.
No way! Oh my god!
Yes.
Yeah, like I saw this and I saw it on TikTok as well, and I was like, okay,
it was a popular one. That's why.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead, go.
All right. It's so insane though. That's why I think that's part of the shock of it in a way, right? Okay, so I was a single mother to my daughter Amy. I came out 3 years ago and married my wife Jenna last year. She has a daughter Nora who's 13, female. We live all together and I have full custody of my daughter. It was kind of hard for her to adjust having a second mom, but they got along well. The girls have their birthdays very close, only 2 days apart. So we decided to have a joint birthday party for both of them since Nora had a hard time making new friends. They moved in with us and she's very shy. Most of my family lives out of the country, so the gifts were sent in a week early. It was a huge bag with at least 20 gifts. The party was nice and we opened the bag at night once everyone left. Jenna handed out the presents as she took them out. After 12 presents in a row just for Amy, I checked the bag and froze to see there was only one gift for Nora from my parents. She pretended that it wasn't a big deal, but as she opened her presents, I saw her eyes drop. It was a $15 tumbler from Walmart. Not to sound ungrateful, but Amy's gifts were much more expensive. Lots of gift cards over $100, a new phone, limited edition Funkos, designer clothes, and a lot of cards wishing her a happy birthday. Needless to say, I blew up the family chat, calling out my parents, siblings, and extended family who sent the gifts for not considering Nora, and my parents for the cheap gift. No one took me seriously since, quote, it's not our duty to give gifts to someone else's kid, and, quote, Amy deserved them since I didn't even throw her her own birthday party, emphasizing that Jenna and Nora are my problem, not theirs. Nora was clearly hurt since it is not the first time my family has left her out. At night, I asked Amy to share some of the gifts with her stepsister. Not all of them, just a couple of gift cards and some of the new clothes. Amy refused. This surprised me since she never had a problem with sharing, and even though she and Nora are not BFFs, they usually get along. I asked her why, and Amy started crying, saying that she never wanted a joint birthday party and that I forced her to share with everything with Nora. They share a room for space, and I make sure that they are both invited to the same parties and sleepovers so Nora won't be left out. If I don't invite them both, then neither of them goes. Amy stated that she wanted at least her own gifts to be hers alone. I scolded her for being selfish for her stepsister and grounded her and took a couple of presents to give to Nora. She turned them down because she didn't want problems with Amy, and it felt like a pity. Since then, Amy has been cold to all of us. I just wanted my 2 girls to be closer at the joint party and have the same things. Am I the asshole? Clarification, Jenna and I bought gifts for both girls, their own tablets, as well as their friends. Nora also received gifts from her extended family, but they sent for Amy as well. So what does the council decide?
So this is like a number of levels here.
Yeah.
It's not just, is she the asshole?
Yeah.
First of all, she's in the right to call up the family.
Oh yeah, 100. Yeah.
Because they're basically just not accepting her stepkid, and in that sense, not accepting her spouse. So, that's completely right. Now, on the level of making her kid share with the stepkid, and clearly a little too much. Like, you don't, like, first of all, you don't know if they are even actually friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
like
saying?
They may be cordial, we'll say.
Like, they're just getting along because they're now step siblings. Like,
yeah.
if in actual, like, school, they probably don't even talk to each other, maybe. So, like, forcing both of them to constantly go to the same things and do the same, like, that's no.
They need, yeah, I would say that they need separate lives.
Yeah,
And not only that, but
being
even
independent.
siblings by blood, they're not friends.
That's true. Yeah, like that's
Like
pretty true.
I feel like they're trying to force things when you really just have to let things happen naturally. And the more you force it, the worse it gets. And I think that maybe they should have looked at the presents ahead of time before just going, okay, because it almost
that's true.
sounds like they didn't go through the presents to see what was for who first. And if they had done that, maybe they could have done a little bit of separation or like figured things out a little better, as opposed to, oh, well, dang it. And putting the parties together, I mean, it's a little understandable if one has more friends than the other, but at the same time, it's too much forcing.
So like, yeah, so
it sounds like they're the parents, or she's trying to control too much and force too much.
So what it sounds like is the stepkid Nora is more introverted. Like he said, doesn't have as many friends. So like, guaranteeing you that like she probably also did not want to like a joint party.
And she probably
like
didn't
her,
want a huge. She probably didn't
yeah.
want a huge party.
Probably wanted something smaller with like close, like her only friends, whatever, because they probably keep a close knit group, and then having a joint party with her step siblings, friends who like you don't know what the hell like their relationships are, like how they're probably not having friends either, it's like that's just like you said, gotta let them be independent.
Yeah. And maybe like just make up for it by taking Nora out on a special like trip
that
or
would be a
something,
good option.
Make more memories with her and just say, hey, we're sorry about this, so let's go do something special.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, so the one thing I thought that like first, like where I thought about the story, I was like, well, like the take the presents thing was a little like way too much.
Yeah, that was
that's so bizarre. I don't know. To me, I don't know. I just don't think that's like the way to go. And then it ended up being like sad on both fronts, because like her daughter is like, what the F? Why did like how could you do such a thing? And then the stepdaughter is like, this is clearly like pity gifts. And this is like, that the girl didn't willingly give it to you, so their relationship is probably even more sour. Yeah, the one thing I thought was interesting though, there's a lot of people that definitely say like that they should have got separate parties, and they like there's a lot of parents that it should be separated so each person can feel special and do whatever exactly they want for their own day type of thing. It is interesting though, because like, so I'll just say like from my personal experience, my brother and me, we are both born in like the same month, so we always had joint birthday parties, but like I guess it didn't, I don't know, I guess it didn't bother me as much. Like I thought it was like when I was a kid I was like, oh no, I want my own, but not, honestly it didn't, I don't know, I don't think it like ruined it that much or anything. But like I think it's because we're also very close in age and we're generally like pretty close to each other, so it was like okay, like and honestly we weren't rich, so we kind of, that was the biggest thing for us. But yeah, like, but that's something I was clearly very okay with. But like,
that's the thing I want to point out. She obviously did that to save money. That's another thing. And then like both of them might have not wanted a party. They should have asked what they wanted to do for that day. Like they could have just wanted to go like bowling or some shit, like something
it sounds like there's a lot of assuming and forcing, and there needs to be more open discussion of what they actually want.
Yeah, especially since they're like 13 and 15. So
okay, wait, that makes it even. I thought they were the same age. That is a huge gap to be forced. Like it's 2 years, but like that in like teenage years, especially teenage girls, like you gotta admit that's a lot. Like like they're in different stages like as teenagers, so you can't do that.
And it's not like they've known each other for a very long time. We don't know exactly how long, but it doesn't sound like they're,
it's also like wait, does it say which one's older and which one's younger?
I think the
biological was older.
Okay, that makes sense. Even more so why she was the one like that ended up like yelling and crying about being forced to do stuff with her, because like she's older one, she obviously doesn't want this little kid hanging like that's like that's a total
It's a total
I
drain.
feel so
Yeah.
bad for those girls.
Yeah. It's just a not great situation.
And that
Compounded.
family, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but that family sucks.
Compounded
Like,
by
if you
not
can't-
great.
Yeah, I think that's more of a pretty normal thing. Like the fact that the like step siblings or whatever, like that's the only in that the family didn't think of her or whatever. That's the main thing that sucks. But besides that, I think it's a pretty normal situation of including your siblings or not, or so stuff like that. Like I said, she doesn't want this little kid hanging around all the time. Like if you have a younger sibling,
Here's the thing, though.
I'm the oldest, so
yeah.
like I get the whole like it's like, oh, you want to be your friends, you don't want to have to take care of you.
Yeah. But also to that point, like an only child all the way up to 15.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
I do think there's like it's also a difference. Let's say if you grew up with your sibling and then you kind of like more or less, I don't know, at least for me, I've always like assumed like my brother's gonna be there at the party anyway. Like, but if you've never had that and then you suddenly have to have that, that's probably a big shift as well.
Oh yeah.
So.
And when I said the family side, I mean the extended family that sent gifts. It's like, how can you send gifts for one kid when there's two that have birthdays? Like, that just seems wrong.
And such
to completely ignore
different. The grandparents, they're drastically different.
I feel like that's I was like, I think that's like a very common thing. I'm not saying it's right, but I think it's very common because they like there's a lot of parents or like grandparents, extended family that may very well see like step sibling as not someone they need to really, so like not a great thing. I just feel like it does happen more often than
people suck.
Like I could say like if I were in that situation, like if I had a step sibling, pretty sure my side of the family like would probably not care that much. Unfortunately, that's just
my family would be. I think my family were the opposite. It's like you don't exclude people like that.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Like I would feel horrible sending. I wouldn't be able to. I think send in that situation if it was like somebody I was related to. I wouldn't be able to send. Just
in that
one
situation, I'd probably get called out for not sending either kid anything.
No, that would be me. I'd be like, oh crap. Oh, hold on. What? Oh no, what am I supposed to get? I don't know what 15-year-olds want. Don't ask me.
But then again, I don't have any nieces or nephews and only a couple friends with kids. And even then, they just have one. So there isn't those complex situations.
So for me, I have some friends that have like tiny babies right now. So
Same.
I'm like, okay, that's easy. I give them a children's book. But once
That's
they go out of that, I don't know what to do.
No, never mind. I was about to say like, yeah, it's easy, but then I was like, wait, no, I don't give them anything either. Like either way. So. Yeah, so very popular post, I guess, because so many layers to it.
Yeah. Hopefully they're doing better.
Yeah.
Was there an update? All right, that was pretty recent.
No update, sadly. No. Don't see one. Just see a lot of sounding off in the comments. There's so many comments to this. So
I bet.